Snow falling tonight up there in North Georgia. The snowfall started this evening in Blairsville. This is near the Hog Pen Gap. The flurries were impressive, but just for a short time.
Let's get you out to our Angelina Salcido live in Blairsville this evening. Angelina, tell us about what you've been seeing out there tonight.
So you guys, the temperatures out here have changed drastically since we first got out here hours ago, probably around like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. It has gotten drastically colder, and that's the reason why we ended up seeing those flurries that we saw a little bit earlier today. If you take a look behind me, you're actually going to be able to see the icicles that have formed here on the side of this mountain because of how cold it has gotten here at this elevation. Take a look at some video that we shot a little bit earlier today. We shot some video of some icicles, but we also shot some video of these flurries that were coming down. I will tell you that it happened probably in about like 15 minutes or so at around 9 o'clock while we were sitting in the car. That's when we started to see the precipitation that we were seeing falling earlier in the day switch to those snow flurries that we ended up seeing a little bit earlier. Now, currently what we're seeing right now is a tiny bit of precipitation, but it's a lot less than what we were seeing before. The wind really is the issue up here in the mountains. I will tell you that people told me that the roads up here in the mountains were actually treated about 20 minutes away from here in Helen. Those roads were also treated as well. The reason why those roads were treated are so that way the roads will not freeze overnight. Obviously, the air is a lot cooler than what the road temperature actually is, so we're hoping that when people awake in the morning, they're not going to face some black ice. But the snow flurries were pretty. They were really nice for us to see, actually, as we waited for them to fall here earlier on in the day. And then, of course, our Chief Meteorologist, Chris Holcomb, was tracking the entire thing for you guys. We're live tonight in Blairsville. Angelina Salcido, 11 Alive News.
Angelina, it just feels cold. Hearing all that wind whipping around you out there. Y'all make it back safely. We are going to take you now to a live look in downtown Blue Ridge, Fannin County here. And if you look closely, you can see the streets are still wet from tonight's precipitation. And as you heard Angelina mention, because of that potential for black ice, Fannin County schools will be closed tomorrow. Students will instead learn from home.
And Gilmer County Schools also making some changes to its schedule tonight. Tomorrow schools will open on a 2-hour delay.
Clay County, North Carolina, in our viewing area, also just announcing a 2-hour delay as well. Let's get you now to our Chief Meteorologist, Chris Holcomb. Chris, you're tracking more Arctic air, and Ron and I just feel cold here in the studio, just talking about those icicles and the snow and everything that we're seeing up there.
Yeah, and Angelina just better hold on out there. I thought that wind was going to blow her over, too. And that wind actually is going to help us out. There is still a lot of moisture on the roads up in North Georgia, and that wind's going to help to dry it out. But there is the chance for some icy patches in some areas. The good news is this moisture is moving out. Take a look at radar, and you can see the last band of rain. And that's all we had here in Metro Atlanta was that rain that came on through, and it's moving out as these temperatures are falling. It's just in parts of North Georgia where the colder air was coming in and it kind of overlapped with some of that moisture, and that's why they saw some of those flurries in the higher elevations. So we also have some wet roads and spots here, but again, we think that wind is going to help dry things out before we see any freezing. Just to be extra cautious early tomorrow morning, just to make sure you don't hit any of those icy patches. Up in North Georgia, not only is the moisture gone, but the clouds are starting to break up too. We'll have clearing skies. That northwest wind is going to be blowing out there for tonight. Another view, the wet roads. It looks like it's improving a little bit right now up in the Blue Ridge area, and the wind blowing in northwest Georgia, that wind is just going to get stronger here overnight. And look what happens to these temperatures. We're going to fall to 25 in the morning, slow to rise tomorrow. We're not even going to get out of the 30s tomorrow afternoon. Stay with us. We're going to talk about another couple of systems coming in that'll give parts of Georgia another chance for some winter weather. We'll break that all down for you coming up.
All right, Chris, thank you.